At the start of 2021, I made a list of all the tasks I wish to complete on my whiteboard. These tasks include getting my Ps to drive, putting on some muscle, and no relapsing for 90 days. I probably should have not said that, but anyway, one of those tasks featured having a PC gaming system and building the ultimate PC setup. And now I can officially rub that off the board because I believe I have done that. And today, we're going to talk about my new PC. Not just any kind of PC, but my first gaming computer. I'll also talk about my old computer as well, just for the sake of comparing the two together. So, with all that said, let's begin. Let's first start off with my old computer. A lot of people would remember this one, and I have many fond memories of my old computer because it's been with me since I first started making videos. It's not a terrible computer at all. It's great when it comes to editing videos and working behind the scenes. If I do have to be critical about it, if there's one bad thing about this computer is that you can't run AAA video games. Sure, I can play games like Doki Doki Literature Club and Deltarune, but if it's something like WWE 2K17, it wasn't going to work for me at all. I've had this computer for over 5 years, and even to this day, it shows no signs of breaking down, so that's good. But I will admit throughout last year, I said to myself that I would like to upgrade my computer to something more powerful, but I found no reason to do so at the time. Until very early this year, my PlayStation 4's power board inside the console itself died out due to the thunderstorms, which was very unfortunate, but I guess nothing lasts forever. Despite the events that happened, perhaps at the same time, it was a sign from God, I suppose, that maybe it was time to actually get started on upgrading to a gaming PC. It was going to be a while before I get my PS4 console back, and I usually don't spend a whole lot of money, only very rarely you'll see me buying expensive stuff. But I do allow myself to buy something huge, maybe once or twice a year, depending how I feel. And a couple months ago, I felt like buying a gaming PC. And so, research began the very next day, and I mean research. It does take some time to look up on certain parts on what you need to make sure your computer runs good and looks great as well. After some careful considerations, it was all done and it was time to make the purchase. Before I move over to the next section, I'll just give a huge thank you to my mate Brian for actually helping me on the research side of things. You were a massive help and I could have not done it without you. Cheers, mate. And with that out of the way, let me reveal to you all my gaming computer. Even though I got this for a while now, it still amazes me to see I actually have one of these bad boys. The computer I got was from Pile Computers, which is an Australian online store for all your computer needs. If you are keen on looking into the company a bit more, I'll leave a link in the description box below. Some of you will probably wonder, what happened to my old computer desk I've also had for the longest time? Well, I still have it, it's just in my garage, but I do feel like an updated desk was kinda needed. This one is just a simple study desk, nothing too fancy here. I did have to build the desk myself, which turned out pretty well. It was located in the other room at first, but I had to move it closer to the internet, otherwise I wouldn't get the best results for going online. They did give me a couple of cool accessories with the computer to complement the gaming side of things. Like this giant rectangle mat for example, which is perfect for placing my keyboard and mouse over it. My PlayStation 4 controller is hooked up because I kinda do prefer the controller over the keyboard. I'm not terrible at using the keyboard, and I know some diehard PC lovers will probably come at me for this, but it's just a personal preference. Also, I got an adapter board with the delivery, but this kind protects all electronics that are connected to the board from dangerous thunderstorms and electrical outbreaks, so no more will I have to worry about any motherboards dying out again. I have my old speaker connected to the computer, and the audio base really does complement the gaming side of things. I've had it with my old computer as well, and it still works fine. With the new computer arriving, I also had to buy a monitor for it as well. This one is an Acer 27-inch screen. It works pretty well and I do like it. It is a little bit tilted as you can see from this side, but I got used to it and hardly noticed it at all. And now for the main event, the computer itself. I still have my receipt with me, so I'll list out all the parts and figures inside the computer on the screen here so you can see for yourself. There's two ways to do this. You can either buy the parts and you can build it yourself at home, or you can ask the company to build the computer for you and it can be shipped from there. The delivery side of things, I'll admit, was a bit nerve-wracking for me, but it was only just a matter of waiting patiently until it arrived. The packaging was well protected, and I'll give out major props to PAL Computers for their protection on the product. I was going to make an unboxing video as well, but my brother couldn't wait any longer and just opened the box, but it's not that big of a complaint. So to my brother that's watching right now, it's cool man, don't worry about it. The best part about the computer, of course, is when you turn it on and the lights just does its thing. It's especially cool at nighttime when all the lights are turned off and the computer just shows off its glory. Not the disturbing kind. It's just amazing. It is definitely my favorite highlight about the PC. The last part I want to talk about is the gameplay side. The video games run very well and I'm impressed with the quality of how it looks. And at some points of the experience, I was stunned with the graphics, and comparing this PC to the console versions I have, the PC wins by a mile. I'm very used to the graphics for GTA 4 on the PS3, but seeing the game run on high resolution on PC, my jaw dropped. This was awesome. Seeing the game I've played since for the past decade and looking at it now on PC was freaking insane to me. But hold on, because I'm not finished yet. Fallout New Vegas will always be remembered as one of my favorite video games, and seeing it on PC was also great. Also, the fact that the game's loading time to get into the gameplay takes less than 2 seconds was mind-blowing. I could play Persona 4 Golden on my old computer, but it was on low resolution so I could actually play the game without bugging. But now with the highest settings I could have, I can now see Persona 4 for what it's supposed to be run. Super clean, super crisp, no complaints whatsoever. This new PC and my first gaming computer is getting me excited for what the future has to hold for me. I am looking to hopefully begin live streaming halfway into the year. I just need a little more equipment first before commencing. And for the first time in a while, I'm actually getting excited on making content on YouTube on a weekly basis. And even reviewing video games has been on my mind as well, as you might have seen from my previous video. I haven't felt like this since my days when I was Cheese and Crackers, which in my opinion was my favorite time as a content creator. Nothing but higher up so far, and depending on the schedule for this year, I have a lot of cool videos to present for the future, and it's all thanks to this bad boy. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was my PC setup and a little bit of a look into my first gaming PC. I don't really want to say it's like a huge groundbreaking event, but to be honest, it kind of is to me. Ever since owning it, I haven't even had the chance to play any of those consoles ever since getting that PC hooked up. There is one thing I do need to do on the computer, and that's to hopefully see if I can run emulation on it, so I can still be able to enjoy some old school video games, but at the same time, playing those games on high definition. But I guess that's a story for another day, I suppose. But anyway, if you have any questions or any comments or anything in particular, then make sure to comment down below. And until next time, I thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.